Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make an ugly drum smoker out of a 55-gallon drum. So first off, you're going to need to get that 55-gallon drum. So where I got it was at Harbison Brothers Barrels in Buffalo. So you can look that up on the internet and find that. And the rest of the materials you're going to need you can get at Home Depot. So first off, 8 bolts, 1/4 inch in diameter, 3 inches long. And then you need nuts and washers, 1/4 inch and 8 of each to go along with the bolts. And what this is for is to hold up the grilling grates. So also you're going to need 2 1/2-inch ball valves with compression fitting along with 2 7/8 inch washers, and this is used for controlling the airflow. So also you're going to need a cooking thermometer to help measure the heat on the inside. And then for the basket, you need 2 pieces of 12-inch by 24-inch of expanded metal, along with nuts, bolts, and washers, 8 of each, and they should be about 5/16 of an inch in diameter. Plus you're going to need a charcoal grate for the basket, and then some bricks to go on the bottom. And then, like I said, you're going to need 2 grilling grates to hold the meat. And the only tool you're going to need is a hand drill. And along with that, you're going to want to get a wire wheel attachment and some drill bits. So you're going to need some that are pretty small, for 1/4 inch holes for the bolts. Also, you're probably going to need a even smaller one for the thermometer, depending on the size of that. And then the biggest hole you're going to need is 3/4 inch in diameter, so that's a pretty big one. So yeah, that's all the tools and materials you're going to need. So let's get to the first step. We're going to burn out our barrel, and we're going to fill it in with materials, some newspaper, cardboard, wood, and let that burn for about 8 hours. Try to get all the paint out. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is step 1 for constructing our ugly drum smoker. So what we have to do is we have to burn out this layer of paint on the inside to avoid contaminating our food. That would be bad. So got some newspapers, cardboard, some wood, get this going, and eventually it'll pick up. So get started. Then we'll keep adding materials to get it bigger. So that's that. So we're a little under 2 hours in. It's burning pretty good now. Still have a bit to go. Not all the paint's gone on the top, but it should be gone fairly soon.
Hey, Matty boy. There she goes. The rest of the tree.
Okay, so we finished burning out the barrel. There's still going to be some remnants of paint on the inside, so what we have right now, we have a wire wheel right here. We're going to sand out the inside to remove the remaining paint. Now, safety precaution. You want to have eye protection to prevent from having particles fly in your face. That's bad. And also, we have a simple respirator, and that's going to prevent ourselves from getting chemicals inhaled. So, very important. distress that. And we're gonna get going now. It's gonna get dusty, so make sure you have some old clothes. You don't want to ruin any good stuff. Okay, so we just finished sanding, and one note is just you really have to be patient doing this. This took over 2 hours to clear out the entire interior of it. So just take note of that. So moving on, what we're doing right now is we're going to do our drilling. So what we have is we have 2 levels, and we have our markings 4 on each level. So what I did was I measured the circumference of the barrel, which was about 6 feet. So divide that by 4, it's about 18 inches. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like it doesn't match up perfectly, you know, the area between each mark. But you can see right here, I have a mark, and that's just gonna help me be more accurate with the drill. So the reason for this is both here and here, we're gonna put in nuts and bolts, and that's going to hold our grilling grates, which our meat lies on for cooking. So we have that. Also later we're going to drill another bigger hole down here, which is used to install our ball valve, and the purpose of this is to regulate the airflow to control the temperature. So I'm going to start off 1/4-inch holes for our 1/4-inch bolts, and eye protection, extremely important. We're going to have flying metal, so don't want that in your eyes. So I'm going to start right now. Also make sure to really get this locked down. You don't want this rolling around, you know, especially it's a round surface, it'll really wobble. So it's good on the floor. Anyways, what we're going to do right now, we have our bolts. This is 1/4-inch and 3 inches long. So we're going to stick that in right here. What we're going to do to tighten it in, we have a washer. Stick that in there, and we have a nut. Just going to screw it in there. Make sure to get it nice and snug. There we go. So yeah, nice and tight. And pretty much just want to repeat this 4 times per each level. And then that'll be able to hold our grilling grate. So that's it. Okay, so we're all done with all of our drilling, and we've assembled the necessary parts. Like I did earlier, we have the remaining 7 of our bolts, washers, and nuts over here to hold our grate, which I'll demonstrate right now. So, grilling grate, I believe this is 22.5 inches, so fits very well. There it is on the first level, and then the second level, it's very good too. That's that. And then also, I installed the ball valves. We did two, and they are 1/2 inch ball valve. And what we ended up doing is drilling a 3/4 inch hole, and we use a 3/4 inch washer to tighten it up with the compression fitting. So we have that, it's nice. And then also what we have is we drilled a smaller hole right here for our thermometer. And I ended up using another drill bit. Mine ended up being 11/64 of an inch. But really, that's all depends on the kind of thermometer you use. Got this one at Target. And just stick it in there. And then that'll help you control your temperature so that your food is perfect. So yeah, just have a couple more things to do and we should be cooking. Okay, so right now we're getting prepared to season our smoker and cook with some charcoal on the inside. So what we have right here is we made a little basket to hold our charcoal and eventually charcoal and wood when we're cooking meat. So what we have here is we have 12 by 24 inch expanded metal, which kind of acts as our basket. So what we have is two pieces, and we bent them in kind of a circular shape. And what we did is we just used some nuts and bolts to tighten this up on each side. So we have that. And then we have a charcoal grate right here which rests on it. And this is a really simple design. You can create some legs with other materials, but we're just using some bricks, good old-fashioned bricks. What we're going to do is we're going to lay them in the bottom of our smoker. That kind of snowy. And we put the charcoal grate down, lay it on top of those bricks, and then finally the expanded metal put together. So yeah, just like that. And before you season your smoker, you want to make sure to spray all this stuff down with nonstick spray. I'm using some Pam right here. So all this, plus we have our Weber grill top, which acts as our cover. Spray the inside of this too as well. So we're gonna get ready, load it up maybe a third of the way with charcoal, get it lit, and probably let it cook about 250 degrees for 5 to 6 hours. Okay, so right now we're getting ready to start doing our first cook. So we're gonna actually cook some food this time. So what we're doing right now is we're just waiting. You take a look right here. We have a bed of charcoal that we lit. Then you lay some hickory wood. You can use different types of wood, but we're using hickory right now. And what you want to do is let that burn up for a little bit. Probably wait around like 10 minutes. Let it die down a little bit. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to snuff it out, put those flames out, and then it'll really smoke up a lot. So we have Weber grill top. Make sure that the vent is closed. So we're going to first, we're going to put on our top grate. Just lay that right on top there. Yeah. Lay this on top. Then also we're going to close our valves. That's one. So what that's going to do is it's going to, you know, snuff out the oxygen, the flames are going to die down, and then all that smoke, that's the primary method. And you can already see it's coming out, you know, some of the sides, there's going to be a lot of smoke, so just take a look at how much smoke it's going to produce. That's what's going to be cooking our meat, low and slow. So we're gonna make sure that it gets to the right temperature, then we can lay our meat on. Okay, so right now we're getting prepared to put our meat in the smoker. So pretty much what you want to do is you just want to take the top off and put all your meat in as fast as possible because you want to track all that smoke in there. So I'm going to get ready to do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can always realign a little bit later. Yeah, just let that cook a little bit. Get a temperature reading, and yeah. So we're gonna have to move the valves. Pretty much what you want to do is open up the valve more if you want the temperature to go up, let more oxygen in. So try to keep a little even on each side, and we'll take a temperature reading. So yeah. Okay, this is our first cook. Cooking some chicken wings. As you can see, our thermometer over here protecting it from the cold. 237. Been cooking it around that temperature for 3 hours. So ready to pull them out. They're gonna be good. Oh yeah, look at that. Had that nice bark right there. It's beautiful. Bring them inside. We have some nice tomato-based barbecue sauce to dip. It's gonna be awesome. Love it. I've also got some ribs down there. Bottom rack. Those aren't going to be done for another couple hours, but yeah, can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome.
Good. Yeah, these are.
Delicious. Got that
I
awesome
can't even.
crunchy bark on the outside.
Little hickory.
Super tender on the inside.
Hickory wood.
Oh yeah. It's got to flavor that stuff.
Barbecue
Wow.
sauce.
That's just.
Sauce.
That's on point. On point.
Alright, we've reached the conclusion of our video. So the smoker was a success. It's turned out some very good meals. Also, my brother even wants me to make him one, so that'll be pretty fun. So reflecting back on the whole process, there's a couple things to take note of. One is to make sure that your wood is nice and dry for when you're doing your burnout. Now mine was out in the snow, so it was pretty damp. So I ended up having to do multiple burns. Just took more time, so just take note of that. Also, if you're doing cooks in the winter, just make sure to do it on days when the temperature is a little higher. I would try not to smoke when the temperature is like below 20 degrees. That it just makes it harder to control the temperatures. But other than that, it's been pretty good. You know, still learning. Gotta be able to perfect it with practice, using it, but it was fun. Really enjoyed it. And I hope you learned a lot from this video. So, it's my 2 cents. Have a nice day.